my reservation still stands that All Out is the worst show in their history because the lack of build really hurt them. It was just their solidification that they're a circus. They want to showcase a circus act for $50 with 15 matches. They're just lucky that they didn't go past the 7-hour mark like WrestleMania did a couple years ago. So, yeah, this is a very like bad show that was only saved from like worse, like very, very worse by 2 matches. But then the circus act didn't stop there. The circus act didn't stop there. Because there was the post-show media scrum. And then everything that the fans had thought about AEW, at least some of them that some fans had thought about AEW, like they were praising AEW to death. They were giving them the get on your knees and you do the what. And saying all these good things about CM Punk, the Elite, Tony Khan. Yeah, all that was pretty much deleted, erased in the post-show media scrum. Because what ended up happening there was pretty much disaster. It was disaster, man. It was embarrassing, like, to see what happened to this. Like, I will say this right now. What ended up happening in that media scrum on Sunday night, if an NFL player did that, or let's say Antonio Brown, like one of the most like controversial NFL players, talented receiver, controversial player. If Antonio Brown did that at a press conference, well, he did get released for his on-field antics. But if a CM Punk did that on an NFL team, he would instantly get released. So what CM Punk did during the media scrum was that someone asked him, or what? No, it was not even when someone asked him a question. It was like, he was already blasting the wrestling journalists. He like when no one even asked him a question yet, and when the first guy, I think it was like Nick Colston or whatever his name was of Wrestling Inc. And then CM Punk already blasted him like, "Oh, are you friends with Scott Colston or aka Colt Cabana?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm friends with Scott Colston." And he went on this unrelated tirade on Scott Colston or Colt Cabana, how they weren't friends for the last decade, and how they having legal issues. Pretty much like what happened with the lawsuit between him, Colt Cabana, in the WWE when Punk walked out in 2014, and their own lawsuit between the two during that time. So what was the intention of like bringing up these past issues to light? Like why bring that up now? And then he went on to blast the executive vice presidents of the company during his tirade as well, during his emotionally like heated tirade. Kenny Omega and the Cuxas suck for not knowing how to run a business. I mean, I kind of agree with that part, but it's the way he did it. It's the way he did it that turned me off. And he also brought his current issues to with Hangman Adam Page to light, and how Adam Page went to business with himself a couple months ago during the go home show for Dynamite, I believe it was, in that promo. Yeah, this is just a recipe like for disaster. And all this is while this was happening, Tony Khan was sitting right next to him, helplessly sitting there, sipping his coffee very nervously. Like, if you watch that media scrum, he was instantly regretting having CM Punk speak on the mic, and maybe in general, like having him there or doing this media scrum. So this is what he said in like in full.
It's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing.
Why even bring it up in the first place? Why even bring that up in the first place? Like, why? Of course, like, why is the reporter bringing that up, or why is CM Punk bringing that up to the reporter, and why is the reporter responding to that? It's like, it's stupid. It's really stupid.
And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do, Dave? What did I ever do? You told me. Didn't do a goddamn thing.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, Adam Page was kind of stupid to do that, but at the same time, he's just standing up for the locker room, but maybe in the wrong way, because CM Punk is definitely a mark for himself. He thinks he knows, above all, how to run a wrestling business when he clearly doesn't. And what did he ever do? Didn't do a damn thing. So CM Punk's kind of like a hypocrite. CM Punk, like, he believes that he was in the wrong, but when something bad happens to him, I don't know. He just like, he believes that justice should be served. That's what we're getting at here. And then he goes on to claim that he runs the show in AEW.
It's not his position to make it very fucking clear. There's people who call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. This shit was none of their business. I understand sticking up for your fucking friends. I fucking get it. I stuck up for that guy more than anybody. Okay? I paid his bills until I didn't, and it was my decision not to.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have no commented when Nick first said it. It's my fault. And if I hadn't, it's my fault. It's my fault.
I appreciate it.
I should have just taken it head on because you never said
But I'm trying to
anything.
run a fucking business, and when somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first $1 million house that this company has ever drawn off of my back and goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to this industry, it's a disgrace to this company. Now, we're far beyond apologies, right? I gave him a fucking chance. It did not get handled, and you saw what I had to do, which was very regrettable, lowering myself to his fucking level. But that's where we're at right now. And I will still walk up and down this hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go.
It's just a mess to even try to dissect this thing. It really is. So pretty much what happens after this mess of a media scrum was that immediately after Punk finished talking with the media, the Cucks That Suck went to his locker room, and so did Kenny Omega, and they got into a big time fight. They actually got physical. This was like no work to shoot or anything. And stop saying it's like, for all of you like wondering that it's a work, it's not, people. It really isn't. If it was a work, then why aren't the Cucks That Suck on TV? Why isn't Kenny Omega on TV? Where's CM Punk? So they get into this big time, well, apparently from the dirt sheets, they get into this big time fight backstage. Apparently from what I've read, CM Punk demanded answers on like why he believes that the EVPs, the elite, are trying to ruin him as a babyface, or trying to throw him under the bus, and well, of course, the elite were trying to like get some answers from Punk for his comments, and they thought the best way was to get physical, which, in my opinion, is of course not the right way to handle it either. You gotta figure out how to do this civilly, but of course, when you're run by a bunch of marks, when your company run by a bunch of marks like AEW is, it doesn't really help matters. So they get into this fight. Apparently, a lot of conflicting details have come out. A lot of conflicting accounts. Like a chair was thrown into Nick Jackson's face. Someone got a black eye. They were trying to get CM Punk's dog out of the locker room. I think it was Pat Buck or somebody CM Punk's trainer bit Kenny Omega. it was a big mess. It was reportedly a big mess in the hours that followed All Out. So, in the days that followed, CM Punk got suspended. The Elite got suspended. I think Punk's trainer also got suspended. And then a couple days ago on Dynamite, Tony Khan, man, rather than address the audience live in person, he made a pre-taped promo, a pre-taped vignette, and the Buffalo crowd hated him for that fact. They booed him, and he stripped CM Punk, while not directly by name. He stripped CM Punk. He stripped the Elite of the AEW World Title and the AEW Trios title. And like, man, what a way to like pretty much destroy the credibility of those titles. Like, especially the Trios title instantly. Like, my God. Like, AEW is in a very, very bad place. Like, as much as I crap on AEW, like for being a nationally televised circus and a joke of a wrestling organization, they do provide like a few positives, like the Acclaimed, MJF, Jamie Hayter. They do provide some things that WWE doesn't. Like, it's just that they don't care about criticism. They don't care about appealing to the casuals, and they're run by people, like I said, that don't give a shit about criticism. Adam Page even said that himself. And look where you are now. Look where you are now. You're like in a big time mess. You are in a big time mess, and there's nobody to blame but the Elite, CM Punk, and especially Tony Khan. They're running this as poorly as the Tony Khan does with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And probably even like the Washington Commanders. This is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. And even it's like, I don't want to see I don't want to see like an embarrassing downfall of AEW, like just like that. But they're doing this to themselves. They're doing this to themselves. For AEW, like, I mean, they're doing this tournament to crown a new permanent world champion while CM Punk is suspended. I mean, it's not interim, but they stripped him of the title. So they have this tournament going on, and it's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing that it even had to come to this point. And now CM Punk legitimately got hurt too. So he's out 8 to 9 months with a tricep, what apparently is a tricep tear. And like, does AEW, like, does the locker room even want him back? Does the locker room even want him back after what he said? And yeah, there are some people that say, oh, this is gonna die down. And yeah, it certainly will. But you shouldn't forget. I mean, you can forgive, but you shouldn't forget. And some people are really hard to forget. They really are. Just ask CM Punk himself. Just ask him. He's really hard to forgive. Of course, I don't want to pray for the immediate downfall of AEW, but it's just like, they got to get their shit together. They have to get their shit together. And yes, there's still a televised indie fed, a televised circus in my eyes. But if they want to survive, if they want Discovery to even let them stay alive in this thing, they need a leader. Like, Tony Khan's not that leader. Neither's the Elite. Neither's CM Punk. Some people are saying that if they fire CM Punk, if they fire the Elite, AEW's done. False. They got Hangman on a page. They got MJF. The Acclaimed are rising up to be a slow but sure mainstream casual act. I mean, I'm maybe delusional, but they're slowly getting there. If they promote them better. But AEW they better get their shit together. Otherwise, we can be talking about their downfall, just like WCW and maybe even TNA.